When I was in Australia, my mindset, it wasn't a great place to be, lad. And my business was a direct reflection of that.
What was something evidently clear that you changed within your consciousness that was reflected back to you?
You showed me a tone of consciousness. Say I was playing out 70-80% of my life unconscious, right at the bottom of that scale. In that fear state, in that guilt state, in the, shame. It's going to be a direct reflection on what you experience in the outside world.
How was the headspace back in January? Where did it all begin?
Yeah, a bit all over the place, to be totally honest. I knew I wanted to continue EireStone and grow that brand as much as I could.
How would you describe that relationship that you had with yourself back in January?
Lad, chaotic, uncontrollable minds. Racing mind, like I just had this very negative habit of getting caught in negative thought loops.
You can't have a broad look at life when you're caught up in a fear-based way of being. They call it like contracted way of being.
Yeah.
Expression, man. I'm so big on this as well.
Expression, lack of depression, lad. The lack of expression is depression.
Wow. That's why we have to get past the fear of judgment.
Yeah.
Because if we are like, oh my God, what are people going to think of me? They're not even thinking of you. They don't even fucking think about you anyway. How would you describe your relationship to God?
Amazing. Lad, I found God was going through some turbulent times in Australia. I had an ex-girlfriend out there, we broke up, and I remember vividly, it was New Year's Eve, learning to actually just have a good relationship with yourself and how like your own relationship with yourself is just reflected on your relationship with everything.
Or what projects have been successful? Let's mention one episode. Mastercard of all companies.
Mastercard, yeah. That was the biggest project I've ever kind of undertook in my life. That project really opened my mind. I was stuck at this resistance point with my business where I was, making X amount per month and I wasn't really seeing past that barrier and I wasn't thinking beyond that barrier.
Yeah.
That way.
Wow. Bill! Nicely done, man.
Let's
That was
go.
savage, bro. This episode is proudly sponsored by Graft Coffee in Dean's Grange. If you're looking to upgrade your coffee experience, Graft is a specialty coffee shop serving some of Europe's most exquisite coffees right to their cafe. What makes Graft different is that they're owner operated, led by Tom, Ross and Jamie. That's a rarity these days. You can genuinely feel the passion, the care and the attention to detail that they bring into their business each and every day. So whether you're grabbing your morning coffee, catching up with a friend or looking for your new favorite coffee shop, make sure to check out Graft Coffee in Dean's Grange. You won't be disappointed. And if you're looking for more info, check out their Instagram page. The link is below. Now let's get into the episode.
If you get me.
Yeah, no, I get you. And what resistance have you overcame?
Lad, it just I think the biggest opposition anyone can face is their own selves, I think.
Yeah.
Genuinely like learning to actually just have a good relationship with yourself and how like your own relationship with yourself is just reflected on your relationship with everything and everyone as well, everyone, yes,
man. I think a big part of life is developing that relationship because I think it's the foundation of any other relationship that we have in life is the one that we have with ourselves, because if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, it's highly unlikely you're going to have a good relationship with other people or just like view them. It's all just based on self-perception. We'll actually jump into in a few minutes about the old Neville Goddard book. Self-concept is so big in this. I'm like the same with self-image and like psycho-cybernetics, but like self-concept is a fascinating topic, but it all comes down to how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, and everything's just projected back to you.
Yeah,
everything in life, man. That's why I believe we should always think of ourselves in the highest regard, because if not, then you're just playing too small.
Yes.
And one thing I'm learning recently, man, sometimes in life, even if you're doing well, like you said, there's other levels. Think a bit bigger, broaden your horizons, set a fucking outlandish goal, and with setting that huge goal, you'll have to grow. You might not hit it necessarily, but you'll grow 10 times more than setting small goals. And I think it's important. But
to say that saying of aim for the moon, and if you don't get there, at least you land on the stars. But it's so true. Like it's fucking cheesy out. Like, but it actually works. It's so true. Like
it is, man. Based on your own self-concept, then, Rob, because we're going to break into this bit. But how has that changed? Like, we'll definitely refer to the old mindset coaching during this podcast. But how would you say your own kind of self-concept and how you view yourself? I always say that word, but like how you view yourself, how has that changed since say January to now? Yeah,
well, like fucking like when I was in Australia there, like my whole kind of vision for Australia, my goal, my ambition for Australia was to go out to Australia and just nearly just make as much mistakes as possible, because I knew I had freedom to make the mistakes. I had freedom to go and start a business, to go and no one had any concept of me. I had no concept of myself out there. So it was
yourself.
It was great freedom in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like fucking, I would say the biggest task I had was actually just developing a good relationship. When I look back at my time in Australia, I had a great time, had a great experience. Met some incredible people along the way. But the one thing that I did shy away from was my direct relationship with myself. And when I look back at my time in Australia, I can see where I went wrong. I can see where that relationship went wrong. Generally just a reflection of my own relationship with myself. I understand where business mistakes were made. I understand where, okay, that happened because, like, fucking, you were thinking this way, you know.
And why did you not give yourself that opportunity to build that relationship with yourself? Was it just something you didn't, was there some parts of yourself you're like, I don't want to look at this?
Lad, there's a lot of moving parts to it. Like, I was like, there was a difficult breakup there with a girlfriend. Everyone goes through their ebbs and flows of life and challenges. About, yes, and you have to play the cards you're given, lad. Yeah. And but would I change anything? Absolutely not, lad. You know, like fucking, I firmly believe that everyone goes through tough times, and tough times, in essence, are destiny. You cannot avoid tough times. No one can avoid tough times.
Part of life, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's all about like fucking where you go with it. Like,
guaranteed. I think a big part of it as well, Rob, is like when you go through something difficult and painful and challenging, let's say, it's meant to alchemize you into something new. Yeah. You're meant to evolve through this pain, through the struggle. And the best stories in life always originate from someone being at their lowest point or their worst point. Yeah. Think about any movie like Rocky. He's like in the depths of at the start, and then he builds himself up to go on and become champion. But the point being, it's like everyone starts at a rock bottom place.
Yes.
And it's only up from there.
Yeah.
And sometimes hitting rock bottom is actually not a bad thing. It might be the best thing for you in that moment.
The best thing, yeah.
We will get back to the episode in just a moment, but this episode is sponsored by EireStone. If you are looking to transform the exterior of your home, EireStone is a stone masonry company specializing in natural stone walls. From entrance pillars to garden features and bespoke stonework that last the test of time. What sets EireStone apart is their commitment to craftsmanship, using only the highest quality materials to create timeless stonework, but not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also adds additional value to it. Founder Rob Gahan takes immense pride in every project, ensuring every client receives exceptional attention to detail from the first conversation through to the finished product. If you are building, renovating, or simply want to enhance the exterior of your property, choose craftsmanship that lasts. Get in touch with Rob and the team at EireStone. His details will be in the links below. Now let's get back to the episode. Let's relate it back to yourself, Rob.
Yeah.
So obviously we've been 6 months into this, the mindset coaching, which, man, I have fucking enjoyed getting to know you over this. We became very close friends as well. But let's take it back to January, because I'd love people just to know what was going on inside your life then. Obviously, you mentioned you were in Australia before. You moved back in November, December last year?
I moved back in December, yeah.
December. And had the EireStone kicked off just here at home?
So I began EireStone in Brisbane. It originally started out as Eire Creative Landscapes, but people thought it was a fucking media company. So and a rebrand.
It's a bit too wordy as well, isn't it?
It was a mouthful.
Yeah.
So I done about a bit more than a year in Brisbane. And then I moved down to the Gold Coast. And when I moved down to the Gold Coast, I was like, right, it's actually a great opportunity now to look at the business, see what's going right, see what's going wrong. My kind of interests and like the real where I wanted to take the business was stone. Do you know, stone is where I'm passionate. I love rocks, lad. I'm not that retarded, but I do love rocks, lad. So
man, there is something about, I don't know if you sent me the reel the other day, but some guys just chipping away. I was on your story.
Yeah.
Like, it's such an art form, you know?
Yeah, and it's lost, lad. It's completely lost. And you know, you see all of what we have. You go to Spain, you go to Scotland, you go to Ireland. Where do the Yanks go when they come to Ireland? They go to the churches, lad. They go to Glendalough. They go to the round towers.
Yeah.
Stone. Like stone. Pyramids, stone. Yeah. And I just find it crazy, lad, that the world is gone so rich. There's an abundance amount of money. The wealthy people are only getting incredibly more wealthy at a rapid rate. Why aren't we building castles, man? Why aren't we building castles anymore? Like, we've so much money and we're going building a block of apartments.
That is a great question. Why
Why
don't we build more
don't we
castles?
build castles anymore, lad?
Why did they build castles initially? Was it like a
Just
protection and
fucking
stuff, wasn't it?
Kings had
Kings,
massive
yeah.
ego. I have a bigger castle than you can't.
That is actually a great point, man.
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
How much would a castle be now, though?
oh, you're definitely talking a couple of mil. Lad.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely, yeah. But yeah, man, like, I think largely it actually is just not the skilled people are not there to do it anymore. We've lost that skill. That's a fact.
And AI is not going to replace it either.
AI is not going to replace it. But yeah, we've definitely lost the skill of building these
Stone
massive
masonry.
structures
Yeah.
and stone masonry. Yeah, like
Because they're beautiful finishes.
yeah, I was talking to a fella a few months back, lad, and he was 85 years of age, lad, and he was like early on in this stone game, and he was like giving me all the insights of the history of it. I was so intrigued on it. But he was saying, like, back in the day when they were building the churches of Ireland, there could be to go to like 400 to 500 Irish men working on these churches, and it'd be your job and my job. They'd give you a big block of stone and they say, right, James, your job for the day is to get that stone square, and you'd be chipping away
Constant.
all day to get that one stone. You only get paid after your day's wages if that stone is perfect. You can hit that stone 3,000 times.
Yeah.
And on that 3,001st slap,
That's when you get it.
you might get, or it might crack in two, and you would not get paid for your day because
No way. How careful do you have to be when you're
very, lad. Yeah, you have to, like,
and it's all chisel work.
back in the day it was, yeah.
And what's it now?
No saws. Like, we have saw, like, big massive CNC machines now that we can cut these stones. But yeah, back in the day it was slow process.
And you must have to be very careful when you're cutting the stone in regards to you don't want to waste material. So is there a certain way or a certain technique that you have to make sure, like, I don't want to be wasting this good rock?
Yeah, well, you'd have like carbide chisels where you'd be coming in, like, they're carbide edge, so basically you're coming at it, and it's not just metal on stone. There's like this carbide edge where I don't know the science behind it, but it has a very good reaction. Once that hits the stones, where the pop, it'll just come off then. So
Perfectly.
just yeah.
And smooth and all.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Right, we're getting sidetracked small bit. Let's
We're talking stone, lad.
we're talking stone. Let's come back to January once again. So obviously
Yeah.
you moved back from Brisbane, the Gold Coast. You've been in Australia. How many years are you in Australia for?
I was there just shy of 2.
Okay, 2 years.
Yeah.
And you brought EireStone back home.
Yeah.
Got back in December time. How was the headspace back in January? If like where did it all begin?
Yeah. A bit all over the place, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to continue EireStone and grow that brand as much as I could, but yeah, lad, being totally honest, like, my mindset, day-to-day relationship with myself wasn't there.
Yeah. And
Completely.
how would you describe that relationship that you had with yourself back in January?
Lad, chaotic, uncontrollable, like, minds.
Yeah.
I would say, like, just
Racing mind,
Yeah,
or-
racing mind. Like I'm thinking all the time.
Overthinking.
I'm just thinking all the
Yeah.
time. Like, I fucking always thinking.
And are these positive thoughts, negative thoughts? How would you describe the thoughts?
Yeah, like a variation of both. Like,
Yeah.
a variation of both. But yeah, learning over these last 6 months, lads, learning a lot about the mind and how much control, in essence, we do have. I didn't exercise that control over like 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
Where it was just, I'd say a lot of people can relate to this, where they have a negative thought and they let it consume them.
They
You
spiral.
know, yeah, they
Yeah.
spiral with that, and they feel that thought. And you and me know well that, you know, what you feel is what you become.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, like I just had this very negative habit of getting caught in negative thought loops, negative feeling of that, and just this acceptance of sitting in it, sitting in it, and becoming part of it.
Wow.
And letting it live out my life.
And would that like cloud your vision for the future, or
absolutely, like cloud everything.
And would it make you feel worse about what's happening in the future? Like, would you be like, this isn't going to
I-
work,
like,
or like
a lot of like that nostalgia for the future was dead. It was couldn't see past present days, like, do you know that,
Really?
do you know that sort of way? Yeah, you
because that's
just
what
get-
fear and negativity cloud, like, it
Yeah.
narrows your focus.
Yes,
And you're focused
absolutely.
on the fear, the negative thought, the negative feeling, the negative emotion.
Yes.
You can't have a broad look at life when you're caught up in a fear-based way of being. They call it like contracted way of being,
Yeah.
contracted emotions.
And fear is such a powerful,
Oh,
the most powerful.
it cripples everyone, man.
Everybody,
Everyone.
and especially this day and age, I think under the radar, it is crippling a lot of young people. Crippling a lot of fucking, even like a lot of men. I think it's fear is crippling.
And what do you think? What do you think? Like the big one overarching fear is that men have.
Man, like,
or there's pretty many.
I think it's specific to the person. It could be simple. No one's trauma can be compared to oneself, because
it's so individual.
It's so individual, lad, and just like you might witness your mother get murdered or something like this, and someone had just an average thing, but
being shouted at or something.
But to them it's the same.
Yeah, because Joe Rogan has this quote, man, but he says the word, and I never understood it back in the day when I was listening to him, but he says the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Because it's purely subjective. It's based on your own opinion, not objectively. Like only you've experienced it. And it's such a crazy world that we live in, because we all live in our own little bubble.
Yes.
We're caught up in it. Go back to the fear question now. Fear was clouding your judgment. It's clouding the vision. What else was going on inside your mind? Was it you mentioned chaotic, just from overthinking, or was there?
Yeah, plenty of things, fear of the future, lad, and stuff like this. But it was only when, like, I started to paint, like when I started coming across you, and we started to, inflow, learn that we can actually put positive thoughts in our mind.
I remember you being so shocked on one call, man.
Yeah, what did you say?
I said you can have a mind that is positive and optimistic and encouraging for your future and for yourself right now. And you gasped. You were in disbelief.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, man, because even as I met you at the start, I would consider you, good energy, definitely a positive guy. But like I said, I'm not in your head necessarily.
Yeah.
But you were so taken back with that.
Yeah.
Would you describe your mindset more along them lines now? In positive, optimistic,
absolutely, lad. Yeah. Waking up excited, energized every day, lad.
Because your thoughts give you energy.
Absolutely, lad. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, like when you said that to me, it's like I remember I asked you the question. I was like, "So James, what's your
the secret?"
Yeah, like what's your mindset like on a day-to-day life? And you said something along the lines of, "Man, my mind is like serenity," or something along the line of serene, serene. And I was like, "Holy moly, lad! What am I doing wrong here?" Like that. Like I was like, that was inspiring to me to hear someone say that. To be honest, because. In essence, I think that's what we're all looking for.
Yeah.
Do you know, we're all looking for that.
This concept of heaven and hell, it's not some place you go in the afterlife. It's a state of mind right here on earth.
Yeah.
You know, and you can create a heavenly experience inside your own mind by the thoughts that you have.
Yes.
And how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
Go back to the fear point, because I'm very interested in fear, and you kind of touched on it. It encapsulates you fully, and you have a narrow focus. What were you fearful about for your future, Rob? Was it that EireStone wouldn't take off, or what were the fears that you were experiencing?
Lad, it was like a lot of personal stuff as well, that I won't really get into.
Yeah, it's
but like it was only really that, like as you said, lad, fear is such a powerful emotion, and you can get encapsulated by that.
Yeah. And it drags you down to deep waters.
But the polarity of it is that the polar opposite is faith in having that. Painting a picture in your mind. Oh, okay, right. I'm living in this fear. The awareness is there that okay, this is not working. This is bringing me so much negativity in my relationships, and my view of the world, my relationship with myself. Okay, like let's just sit down with this. Right, what's the opposite of this?
Yeah.
Do you know how does my life look when I'm painting that picture of, like you said, a serene mind, like beautiful relationships that uplift you.
Yeah. Because you mentioned before as well that your relationships with your family got a lot better.
Absolutely, yeah,
which is incredible. What improved there?
Man, I think when people are in negative states, maybe like I think everyone goes through, maybe not, but in my experience, I definitely went through a spout of depression. But like when you go through a spout of depression, and I suppose, like when depression, depends what's going on in your life, but like your relation with yourself definitely isn't the place where you want it to be.
Yeah,
man, that's just a mirror of your relationships with other people. You know, like you can be depressed And you can go to your friends and you can say, oh yeah, everything's fine, lads, you know, we'll have a few pints there, it'll be sound.
Yeah.
But inside, you know that like them relationships will never be deep. Them relationships will never like be prosperous. They're, because they don't know you.
Yeah.
They don't know like that's what's really fucking going on.
Yeah.
You know.
And we all want that at the end of the day, man. We want a deep connection with our people, but like we've kind of alluded to already, that comes from the connection that we have with ourselves.
Yeah.
You can only go as deep with someone else as you've gone with yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's such a key thing to know for life. But the fear anyway, just to bring it to an end, let's say, the fear was you didn't feel great about yourself in that kind of depressed state like you mentioned before. Was there any real vision for EireStone when you came back home? Like obviously you knew there was something substantial here after being in Australia, but like was there fear that the business wasn't going to take off?
Not really, lads. To be honest, my career work-wise has it sounds cliche, but it's always been my cornerstone, like, to be honest, because I knew I always had that to rely on. Like, you know, that's everyone's blessed with some sort of talent and some sort of gift in life, whether it be talking to people, serving people, you know,
being a great cellmate.
Yeah, whatever it is. I knew not to be cocky, but I knew I'm good at it.
Man, it's not cocky at all. I think people should talk about themselves in the highest regard, Rob.
Yeah,
and isn't it funny? We're so conditioned to be like, you know, as you said,
Irish too, like
yeah. We, the whole tall poppy syndrome. You know, you grow too above, cut back down.
Absolutely,
embrace what you've been gifted with. Like you said, God planted, and I truly believe this. God has planted a seed inside of you that only you can give to the world, and God has planted a seed inside of me that only I can give to the world. And it's our duty to go within, find out what that seed is, and then give it to the world. Yours is stone masonry, mine's with the coaching, and for someone listening, it could be something else, but you've got to go inside yourself and find out, because I think it does become a miserable existence when you're doing something and it's not from a place of like, this is what I'm here to do. You know, everyone has an inherent purpose on this earth, and it's our duty to find out what that is. And when we find it, man, you get into alignment. Prosperity comes your way. And we'll touch on it with the Neville Goddard book, just because a very key concepts of finding how to go within and find out about this. But how important has awareness been in transforming your whole state of mind, Rob? Big question, man.
Big question. Big question. Lad, I remember I was on a trip with a fella there one day, and we got talking about awareness, and he said something to me that, no, this is a while back, maybe 2 years ago, but he said something to me that I'll never ever forget.
Oh, here we go.
He goes, awareness. He goes, ACE. I go, what do you mean ACE? He goes, ACE. I go, okay. He goes, awareness changes everything, and awareness changes every day. And I was like, that's a banger, man.
Say that again for me. That's great. It is great.
Awareness changes everything, and awareness changes every day. So,
fuck.
Yeah, it's rent is due every day, lad. It's our obligation to be aware of what's going on in our lives, of how we are, of what's going on around us. And
awareness is a form of intelligence. I'm so convinced of this now, man, because like you can't change yourself unless you become aware. And like, what is awareness? Awareness is your ability to notice your thoughts, your actions, your behavior, how you view yourself. Are you fully aware? Because people live in this life, Rob, purely unconsciously or subconsciously, unconsciously. They're not conscious of who they are and who they're looking to become. And I think when you develop conscious awareness, the world is literally like your oyster. You recreate yourself however you want to. And that's what you've done, man. And I can feel, as you even sit across the table from me, and as we were dancing away the paddling earlier on, you're so much more confident, man. Like the beautiful part about the coaching, which I love, man, is when I see someone initially, they come to me, obviously they're coming to me because they got a problem or a situation inside their life that they want to fix. And I get it. And that's what I'm here to do, is coach them through it. But over the course of, let's say, 6 months with yourself, I just see this evolution of you. And man, it's like you're working, it's like you working on a stone project for 6 months. You see it's there now, and when it comes to 6 months, you're like fucking proud of that finished product, man. And it's like, yeah, of course you are. It's amazing. And that's what humans are designed to work on things in life. But to get back to the point, awareness, you cannot change something you cannot see. And awareness helps you see the problem and then work towards or work around it or work above it, whatever. You just work through it. And you just like, you feel amazing, man. You feel lighter, you're energized, you're vitalized, vision for the future, your expanded emotions, like everything gets better with awareness, man. And I just ram that point home because a lot of people don't understand their own minds. And there's that term metacognition, which like the best of the best understand is thinking about your own thoughts. Not to go too deep, but like you have just awareness of the thoughts. And then you can plant seeds of new thoughts to have better outcomes in life.
Yes.
What you seep, or what you reap, you shall row. I always get that wrong, man. What you... Say it for me again.
What you sow, you shall reap.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
There
what
you
you
go.
sow, you shall reap. When you plant seeds into the ground,
Yeah.
and Earl Nightingale has a great analogy of this. Like if you've got a fertile land, which is your mind, right, and you put seeds, which are the thoughts, you can plant sunflower seeds, which are positive thoughts, or nightshade, which is like dangerous, venomous plant, right? Whatever you put inside your mind, it will bear fruit in due course. So you've got to be hyper aware, man, of the seeds that you plant inside your mind, because what you sow, you shall reap, man. It's straight out of Atlantis, and it's a real thing, and it's like that all comes back down to your way of thinking, and that's why it's such a fascinating thing, man, to be interested in your mind, because it's like this is where we live.
Yes,
where we fucking live, man.
Yeah. Like, and it kind of circles back to that faith and fear. So like when you are living in your mind all day, when you can sit on your bed there at the end of the night, right, and you actually kind of close your eyes and you, okay, what was I actually doing today? What was I thinking about? Or in that conversation, what was I thinking about there? And when you go back to that, like, are you thinking these thoughts of fear? Are you thinking these thoughts of like faith and prosperity and joy and happiness? Or are you sitting in, oh jeez, I was a bit of a piece of shit there. Oh fuck, jeez, I wonder what he taught me there or she taught me there. You know, and you can run with that. And people with running minds can run with that, and you can go left or right. Like, you know, you can go left, and you can really choose that path of, you can go down and you can spiral in unended ways, or you can go right and you can say, oh jeez, this is brilliant, you know, like life's fucking good, and we can plant these fucking great thoughts, and we can really lift ourselves up. You don't have to tell people about what thoughts you're planting in your head. Do you know, you can, like,
that's your thing.
And you can really dream big with that, and that's your thing, and that's your baby, and you can really run with that, and you can. The world is your oyster with your mind. Yeah,
it's fascinating, man. Like everything internalized, the thoughts you have, how you view yourself, how you see yourself, is always projected back to you by external reality.
Yes.
So if you believe you're the number one stonemason in Ireland, and you truly believe that, and you take action, you align your behavior to it, you feel the emotions of how that is, you got a vision for the future, you've got goals set out, the world in due course will project that back to you. You've got to let it germinate, though. The same way with the plant analogy. When I put a seed in the ground, I don't have to go uproot it after a week because it hasn't grown enough. Give that seed a month, 2 months, 6 months, give it a year, and in due course, man, it will bear fruit like you wouldn't even believe. Because like sometimes as you plant them seeds, you think it's going to grow this way, and it grows into something even more beautiful or more surprising. And that's why, you know, life is just so fascinating, man, that we've got access to this information as well.
Yes.
We're so blessed to live in a time. Because imagine we didn't have access to the information. I didn't, if you didn't either. You might live your whole life out, Rob, caught in that loop where you were back in January and never got to experience a more fulfilling life, the one you're experiencing right now, with more prosperity, more success. And yeah, it's fascinating. But to go back to the point of, were you going to say something?
I was just going to circle back on like, it's so important, I think, to everyone to dream big, do you know, and have these outlandish goals. I think where people fall short is they can have these like really, you know, prosperous visions of the future, and that lights them up inside, you know, gives them energy. But we kind of forget that rent is due every day. You know, you
call the podcast, man.
You can't just think about it. You can't just say on January 1st say, okay, I'm going to do this. By the end of the year, I'm going to be this person by the end of the year. And Monday to Sunday, are you actually taking action on that? Probably not. But like when you wake up there every day and say, okay, fucking rent is due here, like
but you know what you're doing as well.
Exactly. It gives you purpose, it gives you guidance, it gives you direction in life. And
it's like a backbone of a man. Like, you literally need to know when your feet hit the floor in the morning what you're going to do in the day. And for you, it's going out there, being the number one stonemason, growing EireStone, getting bigger and better projects, hiring a team, hiring whoever else that you need. You know what you're doing. So your whole reason, Ikigai, your whole reason for being here, that Japanese philosophy, is so true. You know your purpose, you know what the world needs, and you know you'll be paid well for it.
Yeah.
That is the core foundation. I think a lot of people go through life and don't find out what that purpose is, and that is a dismal way of being.
It's sad. It's sad, man, because it takes a lot of guts, I think, to
do it.
Yeah, it
man.
does.
A lot of risk.
A lot of risk. A lot of fucking risk. To have the courage to actually say, do you know what? I'd actually love to do this. I don't want to tell my mother there, but I don't want to, tell John down the road there, but I'd actually love to do
because
this.
there's going to be a lot of hardship, man. I've definitely realised this in business as well. And it's getting there bit by bit, no doubt about it. But there's a lot of tough moments, man, where, a deal was about to happen, it falls through.
Yeah.
Or something with a client happens and it falls through. And it's just like, you've got to remain resilient and know deep down fundamentally, this is going to work out for me because I'm going to make it work.
Yes.
I'm not just going to hope.
Yeah.
I will show up, like you said, with that aligned action every fucking day. So there's no reason I won't succeed, because I will succeed.
But mistake, it's okay that mistakes are inevitable.
Yeah,
mistakes aren't.
You're going to have highs and lows, like you touched on the pot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People get caught down on that. Fucking roll with it, lads. Do you know, just fucking roll with the punches. It's not going to be straightforward. Whatever it is you do, it's you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have people telling you that, do you know, where are you going with that? Like, do you know, what are you doing? We're in Ireland.
Yeah,
do you know, that is the
yeah.
Irish culture. We're the first person to really, do you know, lift someone up when they win. But Jesus, when they laugh, we're the first person to fucking point and laugh. Do you know?
Yeah. Well, I often find, man, it's easier to point a finger than ever to put out a hand. You know.
Absolutely.
Like pull someone up. I think, I celebrate other people's success from the standpoint. It's great to see someone else succeed. Obviously, I'm looking to succeed in my own life. But why would I ever? Because when I was younger, Rob, I used to be like, oh my God, has this car or is earning that money, and be envious. And how that derails and puts and delays your success, because if you can celebrate someone else's wins in life, it only accelerates you winning 10 times more. And that's the Irish culture, man, I find. But I do think with even these conversations alone, you're broadening people's horizons, you're changing their way of thinking, which is so powerful in itself. And be like, we can all, lift each other up. A rising tide lifts all boats. Support someone that's on their mission, that's getting after in life and attempting to build a better life for themselves and other people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Critical. Just go back to the awareness piece for a second. So obviously you became more aware of your mind. You're thinking more positive now. You're getting greater results in life. How, even through the coaching, did you cultivate a higher degree of awareness? Was there any practices that we've done that really kind of helped you become more aware of yourself and your mind?
Yeah. The biggest one for me was definitely I'm a bit of an early riser and early to bed sort of fella, so that them kind
Benjamin Franklin quote: early to bed, early rise keeps a man healthy, wealthy and wise.
There you go. Yeah, what a man.
Sitting across from one right now.
But so like January, when I was home in December, I knew that I had it set out in my mind there. I says, okay, I'm going to have a big 6 months here. I wanted to, as the term goes, I wanted to lock in there for 6 months.
Great term.
And lad, I done that. So, and a big part of that rent is due every day was part of getting up early in the morning and setting out this time. I'm a writer, lad. I love to write. I love to journal. I love...
You call it morning alignment.
I call it morning alignment, yeah. And a man called Shamey Parra kind of gave me this, but basically, lad, I have 2 sheets of paper in front of me, a little booklet in front of me, and this is where that 5 a.m. in the morning, this is where I'm putting the most unbelievable thoughts in my mind. I'm planting them.
It's
there,
all
lad.
intention as well.
Yeah, and rent is due every single day, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing it, and I don't care if these things that I'm writing down that I'm grateful for seem out of reach. I don't mind that, because in my mind, they're not. Yeah. Because I can make it as real as my imagination.
Man, there's something, and we're going to touch on imagination and the powers of it with this Neville Goddard book, but there's something about writing on a page about what you desire out of life that makes it 10 times real.
Yeah.
You're writing your own story.
Yes.
When you put that pen to paper, you are writing a book about your own life. And like you said, have the gratitude, have the vision there, have the success, the abundance, the money, whatever it is you desire. And get so real about it, but also write it in the present tense.
Yeah.
I often find, like, when you write, don't say I will or I want. You say I am, and it's happening right now. Because I think you through the force of gravity, you draw that experience closer to you. Whether it's for big deals for you or, whatever it might look like, whatever examples that you have, maybe you have a few, but it's like draw it in the or write it in the present tense as it's happening right now. Tell me more about the more alignment routine, because I think it's very important.
Yeah. So yeah, as you were saying there, it's kind of, it's like it does sound cheesy. Do you know, you're writing what you're grateful for, and but again, this is you. This is deeply personal to the person.
Yeah.
No one else has to see what you're writing down.
No.
I'm writing out what I want out of life. Do you know what my big kind of North Star goal is? I do want to build a really successful stone company here in Ireland.
Number one, Rob.
Number one, lad. Like,
get the words right.
I want to go worldwide with it. I want to go across the pond. I'd love to go building feckin' stone out in feckin' China. I'd love to go build stone in feckin' Dubai, in the back arse of for some chic somewhere.
Yeah.
Great crack to me. That's
brilliant, man.
Where my graw is at the minute.
Yeah. And you're speaking it into existence, man.
Yeah, and it's also other things as well. Like, I'd love to have that kind of big family, you know, and feckin' that's
football team.
Yeah, lad. But yeah, like, and just having the rent at you every single day. I'm writing this out every day. I'm planting these seeds every day. Yeah.
So that's heightened your awareness, just getting very intentional with your day ahead.
Yeah. Exactly.
Any other practices? Because a big one that we've done, I think, I definitely do believe it's benefited you as well, is the voice prompts. Like on a Monday to Friday basis, I would send you a list of kind of questions to answer. And why I love getting guys to vocalize it, because it makes it 10 times more real. Yeah. You can write something down, it's definitely great, don't get me wrong. But when you voice out your opinion, your insights, and what's going on inside your mind about certain prompts in regard to your own situation, you have all these aha moments. Because I think to unlock parts of ourselves, Rob, we have to ask better questions.
Yes.
If you ask better questions, you will always get better answers out of people. But how have the voice notes benefited just your overall kind of insight to yourself? Yeah,
well, like they're thought provoking, lad. They like, you're giving me these voice prompts of questions that I didn't know they're questions. Do you know that
you never even considered them?
Yeah, never even considered them questions. So automatically that's gonna like spark new thought waves in your mind, and you're forced to think in different directions.
Yeah.
So
how has that benefited you? Pretty better
amazing,
question.
Lad. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. I think it's forced me to think bigger. It's forced me to think more broader, more grander.
Brilliant.
So yeah, no, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
And even like you got me there doing some of the video notes, and lad, I even found myself the other day, something went wrong in a job, something simple went wrong, but it did cost me money. And look, these things are inevitable in business and in life, but I remember like it just happened, and then the rain just started piling down. So I got into the van, and I was like, oh, like that's not great now. But I just put on a video note in my phone.
Brilliant.
And I just spieled that, and I just spieled. And
how good does it feel, man?
But
spieling,
lad, I tell you, I was spieling.
Like Pat Flynn on the mic, man.
Yeah. But lad, I'm telling you, I watched it back, and I was like, Jesus, this is actually not that big of a deal. And it was like, oh wait, but I can, if I just do this now.
Yeah.
And it was just nearly straight away, it was developing that awareness of, okay, I'm looking at that problem. It is a problem without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, how are we moving past this? Boom, boom,
brilliant,
boom, boom.
Brilliant. Figure shit out fast, man.
Exactly.
Figure it out fast. And that's why I love like the sessions we've done, whether it's on the whiteboard or on Zoom. It's like, just get it down on paper or get it onto a video note, and you can figure problems, man. They're there to be solved.
Yes, exactly,
and your brain
problems and solutions,
man. Yeah. And like, we have to solve bigger problems in life, whether it's, you know, serving clients or doing stone masonry, whatever it might be in life. It's like you're always solving problems, but when we keep them internalized, they weigh us down.
Yeah.
And we have to get rid of them. And that's why I think like developing and cultivating this peace that you have in your life is very important as well, Rob, because a peaceful mind will only ever see solutions, where a chaotic mind will only ever see problems. And through awareness and through tapping into these higher emotions of peace, love, joy and gratitude, you can just solve things way faster than being in fear, apathy, grief. Once again, that just weighs you down. You can't see things clearly because it clouds your judgment completely. But jeez, the stomach's rumbling here. I'm getting hungry, Rob. Tell me, in regards to how the business looks now, obviously you came back home in January, so it's a kind of fresh start. But has there been many milestones of success within the 6 months within business for EireStone?
Yeah.
Or what projects have been successful? Let's mention one every episode. Mastercard of all companies.
Mastercard, yeah. Yeah, look, that was the biggest. That was the biggest project I've ever kind of undertook in my life, and it just so happened to be for Mastercard. It just so happened to be in the heart of Dublin. Yeah, and I suppose that opened my eyes to, we say new levels, lad. That project really opened my mind to, okay, I was stuck at this resistance point with my business where I was, making X amount per month, and I wasn't really seeing past that barrier, and I wasn't thinking beyond that barrier.
Yeah.
That job really just kind of blew that resistance barrier completely.
It broke a belief, man.
It broke a belief for sure, yeah, and that kind of resistance point. And yeah, just doing that project successfully and completing that in Dublin. You're driving to Dublin every day, you're seeing grander things, you're knocking around, man. Every fucking day we used to have this game where every time we'd see a Porsche, we'd just start fucking shouting or whatever.
Yeah.
And we'd be shouting all day, lad. It was fucking.
You don't
Porsches.
get them down in Carlo.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Not down the country. But yeah, it forced me to to put the business in a bigger light and seeing where new kind of horizons could.
Yeah, guaranteed. And has there been any other bigger projects, or that's been the biggest one today, hasn't it?
That's been the biggest one today. Starting a big project on a house. It'll be my first house in Ireland.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah, so that'll be good.
Why do you feel, apart from like mindset and your way of thinking, maybe I've answered this question before I've even asked it, but why do you think you're getting these opportunities now? Because they're big deals, man. Like Mastercard's a huge company. Leopardstown is like a very affluent place in Dublin. A lot of opulence there as you see the Porsches drive by. You have now this grander vision for the future because you can work on these projects. You're breaking your own beliefs. Mm-hmm. But how has that came to be?
Yeah, man. Like when I was in Australia, my mindset was not. It wasn't a great place to be, lad. And my business was a direct reflection of that. I was getting clients that were very stingy with money, that were complaining all the time. To be totally honest, to be raw and honest, my workmanship was a direct reflection of my mindset. I would make mistakes here and there because
you weren't as professional.
I wasn't as professional. I'd turn up for work about 15 minutes late. I'd never do that now. That shit creeps in, man. And it's once you put the foot in the door of that, allowing mistakes to happen and allowing these mistakes to become part of the process.
Yeah,
it leaks in all sorts of areas of your life, though.
Of course it does.
Everywhere.
Man. How you do one thing is how you do everything. That's very true.
Yes.
But also on top of that as well, Napoleon Hill talks about it in Outwitting the Devil, this concept of successful people like yourself drifting through life. Mm-hmm. Maybe not getting up on time, being 15 minutes late to work. That job could have been better.
Yeah.
And then your results are going to reflect that, man.
Yes.
You're not going to get the best jobs because you're not keeping yourself disciplined and up to a certain standard of excellence. Everyone should have a degree of personal excellence and this degree of discipline inside themselves, rather than like, I'm going to do this job amazingly well. And the fact that you've done the job, which I got to see in person as well over in Leopardstown, that Mastercard wall, beautifully done, and all your other projects, man, that I see through your Instagram, exceptionally done. And people are going to pick up on this at some stage. This is why, man, it's a ticking fucking time bomb for EireStone to take off and go even bigger than what you imagine it to be right now, because like you love the craft, you're very good at it, and it'll be marketed better very soon. And then, man, the gates are open, and the Sheik's gonna be like, Rob Gahan, what's up?
What's up, Sheik?
We'll get back to the episode in just a moment. But if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or professional, and you're currently feeling burnt out, lacking a bit of self-belief, you might be overthinking or feeling stuck in life, this is for you. I want you to imagine waking up every morning with a great degree of conviction and clarity in how you're going to take action on moving your business forward. You know exactly what needs to be done. You stop second guessing yourself, you make decisions with confidence, and execute consistently without procrastination. Because the truth is, the business will only ever grow to the level of the person leading it. At the Mental Performance Coaching, I help entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals to rewire their thinking, regulate their nervous system, and build the habits that drive their business forward for more growth and more revenue. Because when you fix the founder, you fix the business. And what are the results? Better leadership, better consistency, more confidence, and enhanced revenue and profit within their business. If you're ready to stop surviving within your business and start leading it forward with confidence, click the link below with your mental performance and clarity consultation, because your next level in business starts with the person that's in the mirror. But so going back to sorry, what did you allude to? What was the answer to the question? I kind of
Wahey. If in doubt, throw in a wahey.
Just your way of so your professionalism. So you're more professional now than you were before. You were touching on being in Australia and not doing things up to scratch.
And it being a direct reflection of yourself, you know. Like I think if you like I'm by no means an expert in the means, but I guarantee if you talk to the most successful people in the world, that they would say the exact same thing. You know, it's their standards and they set them themselves, and it's a direct fucking reflection of their company. You know,
guaranteed, man.
The founder is a direct reflection of the company's profitability, of where it's going,
the vision,
everything.
Characteristics, the culture that's there, everything comes back.
You've seen it with Steve Jobs, a prime example.
Yeah,
he built Apple from the ground up with his partner. He fucking sorry. He loses it, lad. He fucking. Jeez, I'm losing my own train of thought.
I'll rekindle. I have to check everything's working back there. You mentioned Steve Jobs. We're talking about culture, excellence. Steve Jobs.
Yes,
we're back, baby.
We're back. You've seen it with Steve Jobs. He started Apple from the ground up. With
he was
partner.
ruthless, man.
A ruthless leader, a ruthless founder. But he got caught up in the ebbs and flows, and he designed everything. But the boardroom eventually kicked him out of it, and he was out of Apple. What happened? The main founder left, Apple went to shit. He went on to start these other successful companies. What did Apple do? They brought him back. What happened to Apple? Boom. Skyrocket again. You know, the founder is a direct reflection of the company.
And you find, because you've improved yourself so much now, that the business is becoming a true reflection of you, getting big contracts.
Yeah, absolutely, lad. I think if I was in a negative mindset, if I wasn't seeing the world the way that I'm seeing it now, it couldn't. There's no hope. Yeah, you know, and it is as cutthroat as that. I think. Business is cutthroat. Life is cutthroat. You know, you can either have a really positive outlook on life, or you can have a really negative outlook on life. Yeah, and which one are you going to choose? Like, you know,
and you're definitely in a positive frame of mind now. I'm rubbing off, and you're up. It's great. It's great to see. How has your perspective changed? I know it kind of ties into the awareness question, but how has your kind of outlook and perspective on life changed now compared to the contrast of where it was in January?
Yeah, a lot more. The world is a lot more friendlier place than it was. Yeah, definitely, lads. Yeah, wow, definitely.
And you feel that is truly reflected back to you from people you meet and how you hold yourself in certain situations.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that is fucking beautiful, man.
It's like when I was living in a fearful state, lad, over them 6 months in Australia, and down and out, like fucking relationships were very hard to, even personal relationships with friends and the boys, like very hard to, you know, when you don't have a good relationship with yourself, lad, it's very hard to find joy in life. It really is. Like you have to fix that internal problem first.
Foundational.
That's the foundation. You can't build nothing on a cracked foundation. Like.
Definitely not, man. Definitely not. No, I love that. And in regards to the vision now of EireStone, Rob, where do you see it going in the next 6 months to a year? What is like a place you're looking to get it to?
Definitely doing the most premium projects in Ireland is where the goal is at. Down the line, I'd love to start going overseas, lad. I'd love to
and have a team.
Yeah, build that solid team. Going overseas, doing some high end projects in Ireland, and eventually down the line, I would like to get into the whole supply of stone game and be that kind of one-stop shop.
Wow. And does Ireland actually have a lot of like stone? Is a lot of stone developed in this country? Like, how is stone? Like, how do they mine stone?
Mine it out of mountain hills, lad. Yeah, but a lot of it is imported in. Like when I was in Australia, I'd say 95% of the stone that they use in their construction industry is brought in from Croatia, Serbia, all these Eastern European countries.
Man, that's some lengths, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's where they're getting the cheapest prices. China, you know, you're getting fucking a lot of it is imported out of China and India. But that's the beauty of the stone game, that it'll take around the world. Yeah. You know, and
it's not going anywhere.
Absolutely not.
You think it's going to increase in popularity now over the next couple of years?
Yeah, definitely, with the influx of AI, artificial intelligence, lad. Like, you know, as you know yourself, a lot of jobs are going to, I don't want to say get taken, but you know, Elon Musk took over Twitter and he just fucking got rid of half the workforce. So,
man, I love how, you know, on one hand, I don't love how people are losing their jobs. What I do love is like people using their hands and being physically present in their body doing work.
Yeah.
And I think we have to take, you know, tradesmen or craftsmanship and really admire the work, man. You know, really admire electricians, stonemasons, builders, plumbers. Like, this is a craft that's not going anywhere. Yeah. That maybe a lot of people used to look down on. Now people are going, fuck, this is going to be like something that people
and all
are
like society is built on it.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. Like we need men to use their hands and work physically with their body. It's what we're designed to do, you know. And there's something like physical labor as well, Rob. Because when your head hits the pillow at night, you're like, I don't know, fucking hard days graft there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is everything.
It's great.
I love it. Anything else from the mindset coach that we haven't touched on? Just any reflective points from yourself, or have we covered all bases there?
I think we've hit the nail on the head, lads. Yeah.
Anything in regards to you're looking to improve in your mindset now, as our own term has came to an end? Anything you're like, God, there's any stones left unturned, let's say, Rob?
No, lad, I think once like you set on your path and you find that bit of success and you find that bit of joy in what you're doing every day, I think the path just lays itself out a lot more clearer, and you can just continue on it with a lot more fluidity than the resistance that you would have.
And I also think what you built up over the 6 months as well, Rob, are the tools for yourself to put yourself in a good headspace. You know, with the awareness that's been built up, how to, you know, get things off your chest, like that example you gave, you know, jumping into the car and just expression, man. That's I'm so big on this as well.
Expression, lack of depression, lads. Do you know?
That's a nice line.
Sorry, lack of expression is depression.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Like,
where'd you get that one? Is that a Rob Gahan exclusive?
I don't know where I got that one, lad.
Man, that's so true. Like, I think the human soul, the human spirit wants to express itself.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to get past the fear of judgment. Yeah. Because if we are like, oh my God, what are people going to think of me? They're not even thinking of you. They don't even fucking think about you anyway. Just express yourself. You have one life. And it feels amazing to do it, man. You know?
It feels
freeing
to, you know, have something great in your life and really express it. Do you know, sometimes in Ireland, like, something good can happen, but we'll just put it on the back burner there. We won't celebrate it because, you know, you don't want to get too big for your boots around here. Like, fuck it. You got a big win there. Yeah. Out and fucking have a drink.
Celebrate
there.
it, man. Yeah.
Ring up the family there. Come on, or go for a meal there.
Yeah,
you know, whatever it may be. But and then on the flip side, there is, you know, if you're feeling down and out, and you're not fucking expressing that you're feeling down and out, but by Jesus, you know that's just getting internalized inside of you, man, and you're going to sit in it.
I see it as well with, you know, people I've met in my own life, especially obviously working in mental health for so many years with the nursing. My God, people can spiral, man. And like, I know I've even seen I've seen a few successful people get in very dark places, man. And it's crippling, you know, and they don't want to see people anymore, and they don't do things that would keep them right, whether it's going to the gym, hopping in the sauna, training Gav, out riding the horse, whatever it might be for you. Shout out to Bucephala,
baby B.
Rob's horse. The point being is that they go so within themselves and they don't have this form of expression, and they're not leaning into it whatsoever. And I also find as well, man, that when people get in them states, it can be beneficial because they might turn to God, but before they even get into that state, with the people I've witnessed anyway in my own life, I don't see the presence of God in their life, which is really interesting. Because God will come to you in moments in your life, and you might find God through deep pain, but having the presence of God in your life is so powerful, man. So powerful. How would you describe your relationship to God?
Man, I fucking amazing. The best thing that it's in my life, to be totally honest. I found God through probably similar to yourself. I remember we talked about this in the past where man, I was going through some turbulent times in Australia. I had an ex-girlfriend out there. We broke up, and I remember vividly, it was New Year's Eve in Australia, in Noosa Beach.
What year?
This is 2025? No, 2024.
Yeah.
And I was meeting my friend out in Noosa Beach later on that day.
Where is this? Where's Noosa?
This is Noosa Beach. This is north side of Brisbane. Lovely place. Favourite place in the world, lad. And feckin' before this, lad, I was humming and hawing with the idea of a God creator. I would describe myself as agnostic. I believed in something, not sure what I believed in, but I believed in something.
Yeah.
And I remember, lad, I was going through some turbulent times, lad. I didn't really have much direction I didn't know if I wanted to stay in Australia. I was fucking grieving like this.
Was it a bad breakup, a heart breakup?
Lad, I was heartbroken, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Not easy.
Not easy, lad, not easy. On both parties, definitely not easy. None of it ever is. But, yeah, I remember, lad, I was sitting on the beach and I was under this tree. And I was like, right, okay, God, if you're real, like, I'd love to see you here now, because I'm going through the fucking mines here now. And lad, I shit you not, I closed my eyes and I said, like, probably the first proper prayer I've had in ever, I'd say. And I really kind of was crying out to God and just for something. And I shit you not, lad, about, I'd say 2 minutes passed, and a man behind me he just tapped me on the shoulder, and I got the fright of my life, lad. And I said, what the hell is going on? He's this big New Zealand Maori looking guy.
Fuck.
And
Jason Momoa type guy.
These Maoris, they're big fellas, you know, they're big and fat,
fucking
but like
strong.
they're those big strong men. I was like, Jesus Christ. And he was like, well, bro, and he was like, he's like, you alright? And I was like, yeah. So I was like, afraid. I was like, yes, yeah, I'm grand, lad. Not bothering me. And he goes, no, I tell you, I was walking past you, and I said, and kind of God asked me to just sit down beside you and see if you're alright.
No way, man.
Lad, I got the shock of my life. And I look, I don't mind talking about this, because some people might say you're absolutely batshit crazy and you're talking through your hole here, but this is...
No, that's too much evidence, man.
But this God is my witness, lad.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know? And, lad, I was like, that is...
Were you in disbelief when he said that?
I was like, that's a coincidence. Because, yeah. And, lad, I sat down with this fella. His name was Tuha. And it was wild, lad, because I was at one end of the tree, and I was sitting down with my back to the tree, and he was at the other side of the tree with his back to the tree. So none of us were facing each other. Man, we sat down there for the guts of, I'm going to say 40, 50 minutes of just talking.
So you couldn't see him and he couldn't see you?
Yeah, no,
wow.
We were just talking, lad. And I tell you one thing, lad, Tuhan knew my life inside out. I knew his life inside out. And lad, first time I ever had someone pray for me. The concept of he said a prayer for me after we just sat down, and man, I'll never forget, because he goes, bro, I'm gonna write you a letter, and he said, like the Maori guys are, if you ever met a Maori, like, people in Australia will understand that they're the most jolly, joyous, friendly people you will ever come across. Like, just so much love in these people. And he goes, I was talking for 40, 50 minutes, and I didn't realise his name. He goes, my name is Tuha. And I goes, Tuha, it's been absolutely incredible. Yeah. And he goes, do you know what Tuha means, lad? And I goes, no idea. He says, God is good. Man, I like that interaction. I'm not that hurt, that hit me like a headbutt for weeks. That hit me like for a headbutt. And I'll never forget it. These like synchronistic things just kept happening. And I remember I was absolutely just bewildered in what had just happened. And I remember I went home, and what's the first thing people do when they're confused about a relationship with God? Google. What did I Google? I goes, how do you develop your relationship with God? That's the first thing I Googled. Yeah. Watch this YouTube video. Click the first video, and I'll never forget it, lad. The video went straight into it. It says, the relationship with you and God should be somewhat similar of you and your father. your father being God and you being the son. And I shit you not, lad, the second that video played and then words played out, my fucking father rang me on the phone. My father never rings me, lad. Never ever rang me. I was just looking at the phone, my father ringing me while he just said that. I was like, floored me. Absolutely floored me for...
Man.
Yeah. Like wild synchronistic things like kept happening, like, and but man, my relationship with God, like it's everything. Or like,
Yeah.
talk to God every evening, lad. Fucking.
And how have you developed your relationship with God? It's just through prayer.
Through prayer, lad. Through I think it's just constant. I think it's just constant communication, do you know, like, and it doesn't have to be like no one needs to know about your relationship with God. No one needs to know about the conversations. You can, you know, you go for a walk and you can have a conversation with God.
Yeah. It's the crazy thing about God is that He is omnipresent. Like He's always here for everyone.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's such a spiritual thing as well, man. That's like that connection that you have with God is like, I think it lifts your spirit up. It definitely does, because you can feel His presence. And I think often, man, you can tell when God's present in someone's life and isn't. Just like the joy that's on their face with that to a guy, you know, you could just feel.
Oh man,
that's the presence of God coming through someone. You know,
oh my God, lad,
that's the presence of God coming through him.
Man, I tell you, it was like talking to the colour white, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? It's just
the glow,
it was
the glow,
just a glow off the man, lad, and you just knew it was just. Yeah, it was a wild experience, lad. But like ever since then, like I remember like that. Then them two big things happened, and
were they long apart from each other?
No, they were within a weekend of each other.
Wow.
And I remember. Okay, you can. Had this conversation with myself. It's like, okay, you can either go two ways with this, Rob. That you can put that experience down as coincidence. If you're a man of mathematics, if you're a man of science, let's put that into numbers. I says, okay, right. Ask God for a sign. This man comes to you and sits down for you.
At the tree as well, man.
Okay, right. Let's put. Is it 100 to 1 for that to happen? Is it 1,000 to 1 for that? Is it 1,000,000 to 1 for that situation to happen?
And for his name,
or if you're you can go, okay, I'm a man of mathematics. We'll put down the coincidence. Okay, or I can go, okay, maybe God exists.
Yeah.
And I tell you one thing, best decision I ever made in my life, lad, is starting just
pray,
believing in God, lad. Just believing it, like God is good, lad. God's on your side.
Yeah,
He's uplifting you all the time.
And it requires faith as well, Rob. And we're going to touch on it now with this eagerly anticipated Neville Goddard book. But like, faith is believing in the unknown or the unseen. You can't physically see God, but you can feel Him.
Yeah.
When you tap into God, you can truly feel His presence. And as Neville Goddard would say, it's like a state of consciousness. We're just going to dive into in a minute. Any other reflections on the God piece, or?
No, it's a
very intimate relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guaranteed. We're going to have a quick toilet break. And when we return, we have Neville Goddard's book, The Power of Awareness. It's all about awareness, Rob. Come on. Way. We're back in a moment. Boom. Right, we're back. We're fucking back.
Back, baby.
We are back, baby. So, Mr. Gahan, we're going to discuss the great American mystic Neville Goddard. Who were you interested in him before we met?
No, I never came across him until more or less I came across you. Yeah.
And did I recommend a book or something? Did I?
Actually, that's a lie. Fucking Shamey Para sent me on a like.
Shout out to Shamey, man.
Shamey, yeah, he sent me on a 30-minute, like nearly a podcast.
Yeah.
Well, him just kind of talking, but that's the first I never read. Yeah, Insight to him.
Yeah. And what's been any big lessons you've taken away from listening to him? I think the imagination is just a huge piece with Neville Goddard. It is that he describes it as the truth that sets you free. Yes. And that's where reality exists, all inside your imagination. Everything that's ever been created on this planet came from someone's imagination.
Absolutely, that, yeah.
And they say imagination is the eye of God.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah, imagination, king of all nations, lad.
King of all nations.
King of all nations.
You're with the fucking one-liners there, Rob. You're on fire. You're on fire, man. So we're going to discuss certain chapters, and I've got a few quotes here from the book as well. But this actual book itself is broken down into, I think it's like 28 chapters. We're going to discuss the first 5 anyway, and the principles that are within them. But chapter 1 is all about the I am statement. I'm actually fascinated with this I am statement because I started looking into it recently myself, Rob. And in Exodus 3:14, when Moses is talking to the burning bush, Moses asks God, "Who shall I say that sent me?" And God turns around and has a beautiful one-liner. He goes, "I am that I am," right? And it's a mad one-liner. So I am that I am, or it's I am what I am that I will be, or I will be what I will be. That's what it is. But what I am that I am is, very wordy sentence here, is unconditioned awareness. And what I think that we develop as we grow older, we have all these conditions that are placed upon us, whether, this is where people develop limited beliefs that I'm not good enough, or I can't be seen in a certain way, or, it's anything that puts us in a box and restricts us from who we want to go on and become. But when we say the words I am, whatever comes after that is who we are. That is our truth. So it's so critical. Like if you ask someone, what are they say, I am successful, I am a failure. If you can get crystal clear on the I am statement, that feeds all your beliefs that you have, which forms your identity. So like as you view yourself now, if I was to openly ask you the question, who do you believe that you are now? You would say, I'm a successful stonemason, or I am the #1 stonemason in Ireland, or I have the biggest stonemasonry business in Ireland. I am. And like anything that comes after that is critical. It's so important. But just to read out a few pointers, and I'll get your own opinion on it, Rob, in regards to this I am chapter, which I think is just so critical for anyone in life. Like if you're truly looking to create a new identity, you have to be so conscious about what comes after the words I am, because it's how you see yourself. And that makes up your reality, how you see yourself. Anyway, the I am chapter, this is the foundation of the entire book. And Neville teaches that the most important truth is not who you are, what you do, or what you possess. The most important truth is simply I am. Before you become a coach, a podcaster, a stonemason, an entrepreneur, a son, a friend, or anything else, you are an awareness of that. So everything begins with what follows the word. So you could be, I am confident, I'm successful, I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm unlucky, or I am anxious. When you think about this concept right now, Rob, what do you think about yourself when you use the words I am? What comes after I am? What do you say to yourself that you are now that maybe you weren't before?
And that's that whole ties into the self-image, doesn't it?
It all feeds back to it. All feeds back to identity.
Feedback. And that's largely the work that rent is due every day. Yeah, and these are the things that I really believe now that we have 60, 70, 80 odd thousand
thoughts a day,
and 95% of them are the same thoughts reoccurring every single day.
Yeah. Which form them I am statements, which forms your identity, which forms how you view reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's here where we have to be careful where we dance the line and make sure that these things are you do not if you want a really positive image, self-image, a positive self-reflection of yourself, a positive relationship with yourself and the world around you. Make sure that them I ams are incredibly positive and uplifting and joyous, and that are feeding your spirit.
Exactly.
And not bringing you down.
Because you're part of divinity, which is God, and to be divine means to transcend all limitations. You are not limited, and that's why that I am statement is unconditioned awareness. Because as we go through life, we become conditioned by what our parents say to us, what society says to us, what other people in our lives influence us, and that restricts us. You're actually free of all of that, but you've got to develop your awareness to actually tap into this, and that's why awareness is so critically important. But that unconditioned awareness, you literally can become whatever you desire in life. But what are them I am statements for you right now, Rob? Just to ask you this question on the spot, but what would you say you are in regards to them I am statements if you had 3 or 4 of them?
Yeah,
vocalize them.
A big one for me, man, is I was kind of playing with the idea of that I wasn't a good man, just on mistakes.
That was a huge thing.
Yeah, that was a huge thing for me. I was playing in my mind that mistakes I made in the past, maybe there's a bit of guilt and stuff that I had done And I had really kind of playing in my mind that, I made this belief that I wasn't a good man. And it was the most important thing to me is like making sure that, in the heart of hearts, when, that relationship with yourself, that true and true, that you're a good man. What you're doing is positive on the world.
Why did you not believe you were?
Man, just the way my mindset was at the minute, at that time. At that time, it just wasn't in a good place. I suppose like a few deals went wrong. I had a partner in Gold Coast that things kind of went south between us, and we were great friends. That would have played a part. That ebbs and flows of life. Ebbs and flows of life. Things aren't always going to go to plan and the way. But I think, as McGregor says, it's so important to forgive yourself of any shortcomings, because fucking no one's perfect, man.
Yeah.
No one is fucking perfect.
So to go back to the question anyway, what are the I am statements you use now?
Yeah, being a good man, lad, bit like.
So I am a good man.
Yeah. Bringing that success in, fucking up there with one of the best stone masons in the country is what I'm trying to bring in. Maybe? Yeah, potentially in the future, absolutely, businessman especially. I always said that I'm a businessman before I'm a stonemason, and that's priority. So just having that foundation belief that people love doing business with me, and
brilliant.
And that's important.
I am someone that people love doing business with. Man, have that positive expectancy in life. A lot of people go through life paranoid, fearing the worst. Go through life with a degree of pronoia, positive expectancy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the opposite of paranoia. Of people want to work with you. People love when you walk into the room. People love being around you. Have that positive attitude. But it all comes back to these I am statements and how you see yourself. I want to read a few lines, Rob, and then just get your opinion on it, because this book is a lot of information. Anyway, it says, at the center of manifestation, there is only one I am, manifesting in the legions of forms of concepts of itself. And I am that I am. I am is the self-definition of God. So every time you say I am. Another line here is, be still and know that I am God. I love that, man. And that's why I think meditation and breath work and stillness is so important, because to pray is to talk to God, but to sit in stillness in meditation is to listen to God. God is trying to talk to you, but you can't hear him when you're crowded out with distraction and noise all the time. You need to be still to truly tap into God's spirit and let God talk to you. And I am is a feeling of permanent awareness, and that's such a powerful line, because anytime you say I am, whatever comes out next is your truth. So be consciously aware of what comes after the words I am. So I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. Like I mentioned, the very center of consciousness is the feeling of I am. Or I want to finish on this self-concept part, but it says everything depends upon its attitude towards itself. That which will not affirm as true of itself cannot awaken into this world. That is, your concept of yourself, such as I am strong, I'm secure, I'm loved, determines the world in which you live. In other words, when you say I'm a man, I'm a father, I'm an American, you are not defining different I ams. You're defining different concepts or arrangements of the one cause substance, the one and only I am. Man, I just think this is so critical for people to understand that. Like he touched on in this chapter about cause and effect. The cause and the effect. The cause is like the I am, and what the effect is whatever comes after. Just be so consciously aware of how you define yourself. It's all about self-definition. You're constantly yourself. If you believe that you are a millionaire, I am a millionaire, go out there and find reasons in your life to make that a reality. Or I am, in my case, the number one podcast in Ireland. Find reason. Or the number one stonemason. I am. It's a self-definition. Just be so hyper aware of it.
Because otherwise you're putting yourself in prison, essentially.
Exactly. And you're diminishing what you're going to become as well, man.
Yeah.
I often think of yourself in the highest regard, the best way possible. Okay, I think we've covered chapter 1. Chapter 2, Mr. Gahan, is consciousness. So we have here chapter 2, consciousness. Neville argues that consciousness is the only reality. When what you experience externally is simply an expression of your internal state of consciousness. And you've kind of alluded to this throughout the podcast. When you're feeling good, business is thriving. When you're feeling bad, obviously business wasn't doing too good. But most people try to manipulate circumstances. Neville says, change consciousness first. So change how you see yourself, the self-image. The outer world will follow. If you repeatedly occupy the state of abundance, confidence, leadership, and success, life begins to reflect those states back to you. And the key lesson here is that your consciousness is the cause and circumstances are the effect. And a good example with yourself, if you can reflect on this point, Rob, is when you change your concept of yourself or your own state of consciousness, the world changed, therefore. What was something that was very clear to you when you changed like your whole, and consciousness is just awareness, and awareness is, like I said before, your ability to notice and change things within your mind. But what was something evidently clear that you changed within your consciousness that was reflected back to you afterwards?
Yeah. When we first kind of crossed paths, you showed me the triangle of consciousness, sorry.
The cone of consciousness. Yeah. I'll pop it up on screen.
Yeah, like when we kind of sat down and we talked, I would say I was playing out 70-80% of my life unconscious, right at the bottom of that scale. Wow. You know, in that fear state, in that guilt state, in the, you know, shame,
apathy, fear.
All down there. It's just negative stuff, and you know, as you said, it's going to be a direct reflection on what you experience in the outside world.
Yeah,
but what you show and like through research and practice, these states, that is the truth that sets you free, that you can bring yourselves up that scale. You can consciously bring yourself into them high states.
And it's an energetic thing. And the funny thing with, like, humans are so emotional, man. We feel emotions. That's what makes us human, is that we have emotions. Emotions, as we all know, are energy in motion. They go on a vibrational scale. Vibration is just the energy moving. Frequency is where you operate. Frequency is the certain level. You've got radio stations, you tap into that frequency. That is your reality. So energy is emotion, vibration is the movement of energy. Vibration then turns into the frequency you operate from. And when you're in them expanded way of being, man, that's a higher version of yourself. Yes. That's a godly way of being. Yeah. And I was only thinking of it recently, like there's 3 planes of existence for all humans. We have physical, which is just us living here right now. We got mental, which is all in the mind, and we got spiritual. And when you break down that cone of consciousness, I think when we're caught too much in our physical way of being, we're caught in the lower states. When you're more expanded, you move up to the medium, which is like courage and neutrality. You're in the middle layer. But the top layer, spiritual emotions or spiritual way of being, you're tapping into love, you're tapping into peace, you're tapping into gratitude, appreciation, joy for life. That's a spiritual way of being. Where when you're down here, you're caught in the physical realm of negative way of thinking, of these emotions that cripple you. And that's why, like, we have to become consciously aware of the cone of consciousness to expand our way up and get greater results in life, man, because it's all reflected back to how you feel. So you expand your consciousness, you expand your whole world. Yeah. It's fascinating, man.
And the truth to set you free is the fact that you can bring yourself from the bottom
to the top.
The
fucking top, baby.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm going to read just 1 or 2 lines and get your insight once again, Mr. Gahan. But it says here at the start of this chapter, it is only by a change of consciousness, by actually changing your concept of yourself, that you can build more stately mansions. The manifestation of higher and higher concepts. By manifesting is meant experiencing the results of these concepts in your world. It is of vital importance to understand clearly just what consciousness is. And it says here, the reason lies in the fact that consciousness is the one and only reality. It is the first and only cause substance of the phenomena of life. Nothing has existence for man, save through the consciousness he has of it. Therefore, it is to consciousness you must turn, for it is the only foundation on which this phenomena of life can be experienced. It's all about your internal world, man. Like Neville Goddard touches on this key point in the many lectures I've listened to him, is go within. Don't listen or don't pay heed to what's gone on externally just yet. Just focus on your internal reality and everything will begin to change for you externally. But just get so hyper aware of, like, what is within will come to be in your outer world, man. But it's all about what's going on inside, man.
Yeah, man. And this is like, this can be, some people may interpret that as like a foreign concept or a bit fucking voodoo shit. But do you know what? Like, if you think of any of the visionaries in life that really dreamt big, you know, they believed in it before the manifestation of it happened in real life. Steve Jobs, Kanye West, McGregor, the lad who scaled Mount Everest first. You know, like all these lads.
You got to believe before you see it, man.
Yeah, and it's that's a quote in the Bible. As a man believeth, so is he. Do you know that you have to take yourself to that consciousness where, okay, this is me, this is inevitable, this is, and have that faith in the belief.
It is the only reality that exists, man. It's just inside your own mind. And tell me, how is good follow-up question to this, Rob? You touched on belief there. How has your own self-belief developed through the coaching as well? Do you believe more in yourself than you did before?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
How would that look?
Man, like, I suppose, like, as you said, the internal world is the most important world, that you're like, and it's the direct reflection of everything. But if you can kind of bring, like, I think people have this belief that a belief in oneself is inherent and you're just gifted with it or not.
You develop it, man.
I don't think so at all. It's developed. It's practiced. It's like a muscle that you have to
train. Guaranteed, man.
So like, I think that's maybe where people get it wrong, where, like, you know, they feel like if they don't believe in themselves now, that's just destiny. I was never meant to believe in myself. Not true.
Not true at all.
Not true at all.
And the first thing as well, we've got to believe, like, we are the person that puts that belief into ourselves. Now, other people can do it, don't get me wrong, but the point I'm trying to make is, like, you've got to believe in yourself first.
Yes.
If you don't, man, there's no foundations to build anything. You've got to have self-belief in whatever project or ambition or mission you're starting out in life. Have that self-belief that you're going to achieve it.
Yeah, because, like,
find a way to make it work.
The whole world can believe in you, but if you don't believe in you,
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't take off the ground. Yeah. Beautiful. So Neville Goddard, we'll move on to chapter 3 here, is known predominantly for this law of assumption, which, or power of assumption in this chapter is what he's known for, the law of assumption, which is whatever we assume out of life, it will come to be. But the notes I have here is, this is Neville's famous law of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true about yourself eventually becomes your reality. Even if that assumption is currently false, persistence causes it to harden into fact. That's so interesting, man. That concept of fake it till you make it sometimes can come to be very powerful. But examples of this is, assume you are respected. People begin treating you differently. Assume you are wealthy. Opportunities appear. Assume you are healthy. Your behavior changes according. The secret is not wishing. The secret is assuming. Neville repeatedly states, an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. And the key lesson here is, stop hoping for the future and start assuming it now. So, Mr. Gahan, what assumptions have you created over the last 6 months which are now coming to be? Any assumptions, or even assuming that you're the number one stonemason in Ireland is becoming more apparent, I'd say, but anything else?
Yeah, I suppose just when you said that, that your mind is such a serene place to be, like, that was something that was foreign ground to me. Like, that was way across the pond. So that's been something that I'm shooting towards. That I want my mind to be just this Garden of Eden, lad. I want to wake up excited every day. I want to wake up energized every day. I want to walk into rooms and to really, light up a place, lad. I think that's everyone wants. Because ultimately, lad, like, what is all of it? Like, what is the money? What is the success? What is the house? If you don't have it like that, like, fuck, I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying being in this body. I'm enjoying this life. Like, that's the best feeling.
You create your own fun, man. You create your own fun.
Exactly.
You like,
you're following your like fun. Like, for me, fun at the minute is just chasing business, lad. Like, it's chasing, like, being better. It's chasing expanding more. It's chasing new levels. But, like, fun, the goalpost will always move, in what I'm saying. But yeah,
life is about enjoyment, man.
Yeah,
and I think when you become more playful with it, even in a business sense, it's just like, it is a game at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and you're rewarded for doing the work you do, but also just be like, tap into that child-like way of being. Of just, like, enjoying the present moment. Yeah, children are brilliant at doing that. Have a vivid imagination. Yeah, create something. Man, it's uplifting for your spirit to have that childlike way of being.
And you can't be competed with. If you're having fun, no one can compete with you.
That's a great point, man. Yeah.
No, like, if me and you are going up against each other, you're having fun with it, and I'm forcing myself. I need to catch James because I need to catch James. You're always going to win, man.
Yeah,
you're always going to win because you're having fun with it. It's coming natural to you.
Guaranteed. And I don't think there's any competition when you're truly enjoying yourself. I think Neville Ravikant said it, man. But he says, to kill all competition, just be authentic. Just truly be yourself. And that is a superpower, man, because we live in a world where people aren't themselves whatsoever. And if you can truly lean into it and express yourself, like you touched on earlier, you live this joyous way of being, man. It's fascinating to witness. I'll read a passage from the book. I'd love to get your 2 cents on it then. Mr. Rob Gamp, but it says here at the start, man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. All that befalls a man, all that is done by him, all that comes from him happens as a result of a state of consciousness. A man's consciousness is all that he thinks and desires and loves, all that he believes is true and consents to. This is why a change of consciousness is necessary before you change your outer world. Rain falls as a result of change in the temperature in the higher regions of the atmosphere. So in like manner, a change of circumstance happens as a result of the change in your state of consciousness. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And it says also here, to be transformed, the whole basis of your thoughts must change. But your thoughts cannot change unless you have new ideas, for you think from your ideas. All transformation begins with an intense burning desire to be transformed. And the first step is the renewing of your mind. The first step in renewing your mind is desire. You must want to be different and intend to be before you can begin to change yourself. Then you must make your future dream a present fact. You do this by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, by desiring to be other than what you are. You cannot create an ideal of the person you want to be and assume that you are already that person. If this assumption is persisted in until it becomes your dominant feeling, the attainment of your ideal is inevitable. And I think that's so critical, man. Like, you have to be so persistent in this assumption that you have of yourself and be so disciplined just to keep on going after it. Like, for you, number one stonemason in Ireland, working with the sheiks, that assumption that you already have of yourself will harden into fact once you remain persistent in that end goal.
Rent is due, lad.
Rent is due, man. Rent is due. Any other insights from the power of assumption or anything that stands out for yourself?
No, lad, I think you hit the nail on the head with all of that.
It says here as well, imagination is the only redemptive power in the universe. He's so gung ho on imagination, man.
Imagination.
Okay, we'll move on. We got chapter 4. We're nearly there, Mr. Gahan. Chapter 4, desire. So desire is not random. Neville teaches that every desire comes with its own fulfillment. If a desire exists within you, the possibility already exists. Your job is not to wonder if it can happen. Your job is to become the person who already has it. Instead of saying, I want success, become, I am successful. Instead of saying, I want to be confident, become, I am confident. Desire reveals the next version of yourself. The key lesson here is a desire is an invitation to become more. What is your currently desire in life?
Business. I want to grow this business as much as I can. I think I'm a very simple man in a way that, like, fucking my biggest desire is to have, like, just a big joyous family, lad. It's not really chase materialistic things. It's like I'd be so blessed to have, like, 4 or 5 kids knocking around the farm there, and having a horse outside. Like, that's what I'm chasing. Living wherever, lad. I don't mind where I live. As long as I'm happy, my family's happy, and, like, that's the dream that I'm chasing. Like, like, my father, I'm like, fucking, he's done it so right. Like, he's a simple man. He's the happiest man I've ever come across.
You're at it, yeah?
Yeah, lad. He's a laugh that lights up the room. 4 chaps there at home farming away. Like, to me, lad, that's success. To me, he's
as well, yeah.
Man, like, you can compare him to Steve Jobs, and I pick my father over Steve Jobs because, like, that's success in my eyes, lad. It's just, living a happy life.
Does Steve Jobs have family?
I think he's dead now. God bless him. I think he died with 4 or 5 chaps. Like,
did he? Yeah. Okay.
Now, Steve Jobs is probably a bad comparison because I think he was a huge family man.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, just the simple things in life are the biggest blessings, I think, lads. We can chase all the materialistic success, but are you getting the fulfillment out of it like you would, solid core down relationships like a family, lad?
Nothing beats it, man.
No
especially
comparison.
this day and age, man, where I think Ireland has one of the lowest birth rates now in Europe.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, like 1.2 it is.
Shocking, lad.
So to have a kid is a sign of wealth,
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And not just from a financial standpoint. I mean, from like a health standpoint.
I think it's wild, lad, because, like, my mother had 10 brothers and sisters, I believe, and my father had 11 brothers and sisters. So maybe it's vice versa.
Yeah.
But, like, huge families, and they were considered the norm back in 1960s, 50s, wherever the fuck it was. And now, like, if you have 4 kids, you're crazy. Do you know,
yeah.
You're 4 kids, you wild. Do you know, fucking, how you gonna send them to
How
college?
that's changed in one generation.
One generation, man. And like before them, it's been common throughout all the generations.
Yeah.
Because more kids, more help on the farm.
Yeah.
Do you know, okay, well, more hands on deck.
Exactly.
Now it's I'm gonna have to put away my career to raise my kids. We're thinking in a very selfish way compared to selfless.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man, because more women are, getting older and they're not having kids, and they realize they pursue a career where women are so maternal, man.
It's like fruitless, lad, because at the end of the day,
you have all this money yet no one to share love with, or share experience, or share life with. Like, what is that about, man?
We're so entrepreneurial driven now that how can I say this? But like, say like a successful marriage, and they're going to raise 2 children, and okay, we're hyper focused on our careers. So what we're going to do is we're going to give our children to a childcare Monday to Friday, and your child, you're working so hard to give your child to a childcarer to pay them to raise your children. Wild, man, when you actually think about the concept of the
someone
way
else
modern
raising your kids. Yeah.
It's wild.
So your desire,
that gotta change, lad.
Your desire anyway is have a big family at some stage, right?
With help of God, we'll see what.
And as Neville Goddard touched in this chapter, once you desire something, it's already in existence. It's about you finding and tapping into it. Then I believe it's already there, but like, have that feeling of the wish fulfilled, have that desire, whatever that desire is, have the emotion, feel it now. Feel it now. It's like mental alchemy. You can just tap into it right away, and it's fascinating, man. Because when you become so aware of yourself, you can just think of an emotion and feel it in your body. Yeah, and your subconscious mind or your conscious mind does not know the difference between what is imagined and what's happening in real life. Exactly. That's wild. And your subconscious is programmed by your emotion as well, so it's just critical. We're going to finish on this chapter 5, Mr. Gahan. It's your favorite one, the truth that sets you free. So I'd love your opinion on this one. It says here, the truth that sets you free, the truth that frees people is this: nothing outside of you is causing your experience. Your awareness of being is creating your experience. This means your past doesn't control you. Other people don't control you. Circumstances don't control you. Your self-concept controls your experience. Once you accept responsibility for consciousness, you gain the power to transform it. And the key lesson here is freedom begins when you stop blaming circumstances and start changing your consciousness. What do you make of the truth that sets you free?
Amen, brother.
Amen. Any other insights with that last point, the truth that sets you free?
Just nailing the head, lad, isn't it? It's
all your state of mind.
Yes, the harsh reality and the truth that sets you free. That we can create our own reality. I have tattooed on my arm, lad. That's create your own reality.
Little symbol, yeah.
Yeah.
Got quite a few tattoos, actually.
Few tattoos there now.
Get the sleeve at some stage.
The EireStone. I want to have one more, and I'd say that's me with tattoos finito, lad.
Oh yeah.
I'm not running out of canvas, but I think I'm over my tattoo era now.
Okay.
What about you? You want to get some?
No, man, I've never even considered a tattoo.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? I don't think so.
Maybe one on maybe a face tattoo might be nice, lad, or whatever.
The old Mike Tyson tattoo.
Yeah.
Mr. Gahan, what should people expect now over the next couple of months with this new state of mind that you've acquired? What are you thinking for EireStone and just life in general?
Look, I'm the happiest I've ever been in, I'd say, 5 or 6 years, and I'm just enjoying life, James, to be honest. I'm really happy with the path I'm on at the minute. Business is going great. It's exciting me. It's getting me up in the morning, energized.
More record months.
Yeah, more record months incoming with the help of God. So yeah, lad, I'm just trying to enjoy the journey, lad, and seeing what the crack is.
I love, man. It's been an absolute pleasure this last couple of months. So may it continue as well. If anyone is looking to reach out to you or the EireStone page, where should they go?
Just social medias. That is just Robert_Gahan is the personal one, and then the EireStone is for the work.
Nice. TikTok,
Instagram, the whole shooting gallery, lads.
Daily, I love it. Mr. Gahan, been a pleasure as always. We will catch you on the next episode. Take care.
Way.
Boom! Nicely done, man. That was savage, bro. Savage.
Let's go.
I think
I'm sweating.